This is a snippet from What's in a Major Wednesdays, a series of programs for students who wonder what it will be like to go out on co-op, or even what kind of jobs are available in different majors. Do you wonder if you can handle the workload of a science major or the challenges of, say, a journalism major? The original program was presented as part of our series on Wednesdays at noon in 20 Stetson East. Please check our website for information on programs to come.
Hello, I'm Brooke Finan. I'm a fourth-year English major here at Northeastern. I actually transferred from Marist College, where I was a public relations major, and I transferred into Northeastern as a journalism major. So I took 2 journalism courses on my very first semester before deciding that journalism, the style of journalism writing, wasn't my knack. I'm more of a sit down and write a 15-page paper on play written in 1600. That's what I do, and that doesn't mean that I want to be a teacher, and it doesn't mean that I love to just read my day away. I think that as an English major, as with obviously other majors, what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it, and it's especially true as an English major, because if you read these books and you're going to be assigned readings, tons and tons of readings, if you pay attention and you whip out that highlighter and you read and really want to understand it, you're going to be able to, after you graduate, quote books that you read when you were 20. And have that knowledge that your professors have taught you how to read and understand things that aren't even written in the kind of English we speak today. And then you're going to, in turn, be asked to write a paper on that, and write a paper on what you took out of what you read. So I think it's a very interesting major, and it's a very comprehensive major. And unlike journalism, communication studies, there aren't any concentrations. You're an English major here at Northeastern, and you're an English major. But that doesn't mean you can't take classes more specifically. So if you're interested in Irish literature, like James Joyce, there's 18th or 17th, 16th century classes that you can take that'll cover Ulysses and cover the novels that touch upon Irish literature. And the curriculum as an English major, you have to take classes from different periods, and you have to take a class from Shakespeare. You have to take a major figure class, which focuses on one author or playwright. I've actually taken 2 of those, and they were each on playwrights, and those were some of the most interesting classes I took here. Right now, I'm in a class called Topics in Experimental Education, and it's not like any class I've ever taken before. For example, the 2 projects we've worked on so far, we've had to go to the Rare Books room in the Boston Public Library. You can't wear scarves, you can't bring in pens, you have to only use pencils and loose leaf paper. And you go through these catalogs, and they actually will bring out a book that was bound in 1500, and you're flipping through a book that was written in 1500. And it's really interesting. Until I accidentally kind of crumbled one of the corners. And then I was watched like a hawk, but can't remember, it was one of those title pages that was yeah. But it was about witchcraft, so.
Go with it.
Yeah. And then for a second one, we're having to choose 2 paintings from the MFA and meet with their archives director. And we're going through the archives of how this painting has been traced, or its lineage, I guess you could call it, how it got to the MFA, and then we're having to write a paper on that and relating it to Shakespeare's Tempest. So it's really cool, and it's interactive work, and everything you learned in your previous classes all come into play in your, because you can quote books you read 2 semesters ago in a paper that has nothing to do with those classes, those class topics. I originally was using my English major with the hopes of going to law school, so my first co-op I did was in a law firm down by the seaport. It's a big corporate law firm. I was one of 10 co-ops who were hired, and it was paralegal-like work. We were responsible to bill 7 hours a day. We worked directly with paralegals and attorneys. We had to type up all the daily mail correspondence. So it was really interesting because I did get to work hands-on approach in a law firm, and I wasn't just filing page after page of transcripts from depositions. So I actually got to kind of see what the real legal world is like. And that showed me that I don't think I want to be a lawyer. I'm not going to be going to law school. Instead, I think I'm going to get my master's and then hopefully go into publishing of some sort. That's my goal right now, and I have 1 year left to really hone in on that. But yeah, English majors are fun, and you get to read a lot. And if you're nerdy like me, it's pretty cool.
Did you get the opportunity to do a publishing?
I'm actually, I'm doing my second co-op this July, so that's what I'm looking for right now. Yeah.
Are there lots of publishing companies?
There are publishing co-op positions. There are not a lot of them. It's not a huge industry, especially in Boston, and it's another industry that's trying to reinvent itself, in real time, kind of trying to figure out what's going on as time goes on. But yes, there are co-op opportunities.
Any questions?
What is your favorite class so far? What has been?
Probably and one of the major figure classes I took was on Ben Jonson, who was a playwright in the early 1600s, kind of on Shakespeare's coattails, but totally different. The writing was not where our thou, it was more like crass kind of humor, and it was easier to understand, but there was so much politically infused underlying topics that it made for a really interesting class, and I wrote one of my favorite papers based on one of his plays that I read.
Who is the professor?
Professor Howlett. Yeah.
All right. Any other questions, you guys? Thank you very much.
Sure.